catching every species in this creek. It's interesting. That might be the 12-inch one. That might, it's a small. What's up, everyone? Today we are at Middle Creek and we are after the fall fish. Very few people target fall fish, and I'm not really sure why. They're native, they get relatively big, they put up a hard fight, and they're just overall a fun fish to target. So the goal for today is to catch a fall fish that is at least 12 inches. These guys can occasionally get up to 19, 20 inches, but an average size fall fish is only about 5 or 6 inches. So we'll see if we can get on a 12-incher. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Fish on. Wow, it's not a fall fish. Of course, when I'm trying to catch fall fish, I'm catching little bass. A little guy there, not the target species, but we'll keep looking. Fish on. We have a fall fish. Do we have a fall fish? No, another bass. Don't you guys know I'm trying to catch fall fish? Get out of here. Man. Now, if I were out here trying to catch bass, I'd be catching nothing but fall fish. That's how it goes, I guess. Fish on. Wow, we are having a multi-species day. I'm out here trying to catch fall fish, and I'm catching every species in this creek. We're even catching sunfish. Man, I cannot get on the fall fish. Thanks, buddy. You know, with the way things are going, catching everything in the stream but a fall fish, I'll probably catch a trout next, which is usually the opposite problem people have. Usually people are targeting trout and catch nothing but fall fish. And here I am, I'm going to be disappointed if I catch a trout. That's how it goes, though. Fish on, and I think we have our target species finally. I think we have a fall fish. And we do. The target species. The much dreaded, the loathed fallfish. These fish have such a bad rap. They're frequently called ugly, a trash fish, but they put up such a fight. And I don't think they're ugly at all. I don't really know where that idea comes from. It's kind of hard to lip them. But let's get a measurement on this guy because we're on the quest for a 12-inch fallfish. That was the goal for today. And this guy is 9 inches. We're a few inches short of our target, but we will keep looking. Fish on, and that is not gonna be fallfish. This is another species for the day, a little rock bass. Beautiful fish, but man, what is that? Species number 5 for today? Smallmouth. We got a bluegill, a little rock bass. We've got fallfish. We're just catching everything. I've never eaten fallfish. Haven't really thought about it. But if they were native to these streams back when the area was populated primarily with Native Americans, surely they would have been table fare. I'm not sure if there are any sources that confirm that, but I may have to do a catch and cook at some point on these fallfish. I'm really curious what they taste like. What do we have here? Fallfish, not 12 inches. So I mentioned earlier that no one really targets fallfish, and I'm not really sure why. I think part of it is because they're often caught as bycatch when people are targeting trout because they inhabit pretty similar waters. They feed in a similar way, and so trout fishermen really just hate fallfish as a general rule. That's at least been my experience. But the reality is, long before trout, at least rainbow trout, brown trout, smallmouth, muskie, before a lot of those fish were introduced into these areas, the fallfish would have been the apex predator in a lot of these creeks and streams. They're a really cool fish. Fish on. First cast right here. And it is the target species. This isn't going to be a 12-incher, but it's a decent little fall fish. Now again, these guys can occasionally get up into the teens, but most of them are pretty small. But they are the largest member of the minnow family found in the Northeast here. So native to these streams. And really, I don't know why they're considered ugly. I don't think they're ugly at all. They have an interesting pattern on their scales, and yeah, I don't think they're ugly at all. Thanks for the fight, buddy. Well, that's not gonna be, it's another rock bass maybe? Yep, another rock bass. Now, some people have trouble identifying rock bass when compared to smallmouth, but this guy, look at his short chunky body. He has the body of a sunfish. His coloration is pretty similar to a smallmouth. They have the red eye, but the body structure is just completely different from a smallmouth. I don't know if he has a little leech on his tail. That's gross. Get him back in the water. Now what I'm doing for bait, something a little bit different here. I've got the jig head to a trout magnet, and I'm just putting little pieces of worm on there, and I'm just kind of bouncing it along the bottom, seeing if I can pick up these bites. And I was using a hook with a split shot earlier, but I noticed that it was getting caught under the rocks a bit easier. So I figured with this jig head, I can bounce it and drift it a little bit easier without just getting caught under every rock that this is going to flow past. Man, I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see that, but this little bass just took it off the top of the water. That was pretty cool. Teeny little bass here. Thanks, buddy. I don't think you guys can see it because I made it all silty when I walked through. But when you're walking through the creek and you see these little piles of rocks, oftentimes that is the nest of the fall fish. They make those little piles and they're called red. So it's interesting that these fall fish rearrange the bottom of the creek when they reproduce. It's just a cool little fact about these native fall fish. Another fall fish, not 12 inches. Guys, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it today. We're catching plenty of fall fish, but we are not catching any approaching 12. So far, 9.5 is the best we have caught. It's funny because I already said it earlier, but if I were out here trying to target smallmouth or rock bass or even sunfish for some reason, I would catch nothing but fall fish. And now that I'm out here with a clear intent to make a fall fish video, I'm catching every species in this creek. It's interesting. That might be the 12-inch one. It's a smallmouth. What in the world? Oh, goodness gracious. On this super light rod, he is angry. That's a decent smallmouth. Can a man catch a fall fish? Man alive. Catching smallmouth wherever I go. That's a decent one. Okay. I am using a trout magnet, jig head, and a piece of worm. And I catch this nice little smallmouth. Oh, good. Well, it's not a 12-inch fall fish, but it's not a half bad smallmouth. Buddy, go tell the fall fish to come around. Thanks for the fight. Again, my reaction's probably the opposite of what most people would have, but I'm trying to catch fall fish. I'm not trying to catch smallmouth right now. Don't worry, Mom, I'm not gonna bother you and your ducklings. I'm just looking for fall fish. Don't mind me. Do we have here? That is another fall fish, but not 12 inches. This is about the average size of these fall fish. And they do not like when you touch them at all. I'm sorry. I'm keeping my distance. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Just trying to fish. Now my son Mason is obsessed with water towers. So buddy, if you're watching this, this is for you. Look at that water tower. That's pretty cool. Fish on. This one feels a little better. Could this be the 12-inch fall fish we've been looking for? Oh, he's closer. I don't know if I don't think he's gonna make 12 inches, but he's definitely an upgrade. Calm yourself. Let's get a measurement on this guy and see what we're working with. And we have another 9-incher here. So we are getting better, but we're still not up to that 12-inch mark. Oh, dadgummit, that was it. That was the 12-incher. That was the biggest fall fish so far that I've hooked. I could see him. He came to the top once I hooked him, but he pulled free. Man, that would have been him. That may have even been bigger than 12, but that's how it goes. That might be it, friends. That might be the 12-inch one. Oh, no. He just put up a fight. He's a bit smaller than I thought. Probably more like 9 or 10. We can see, though. Again, I don't know why people think these guys are ugly. They have beautiful scales. All right, what are we working with? This guy is 9.5 inches. Gosh, we're still upgrading. We're not to 12 yet. 9.5. This is the best fall fish of the day so far. Thanks, buddy. Now, what I hope is a common theme of my channel is that I don't really believe that there's a such thing as a trash fish, especially when the trash fish is a native fish. I think it's the wrong attitude to have to treat native fish like a nuisance and throw them on the bank or whatever else trout fishermen do. These are fish that are good for the environment. They're native and they're fun to catch. Well, folks, that's gonna do it for me. We didn't get the 12-inch fall fish like we were hoping for, but we caught several in the 9+ inch territory. Caught smallmouth, a decent smallmouth, rock bass, sunfish. We really caught about everything but what we were searching for, but it was still a fun day on the water. Get out there and target these fall fish. They're underappreciated, they're native, they put up a hard fight. They're just a fun fish to catch. Now, one last thing before I go, guys. When you're out on the creek, you never really know what you're gonna find. You find fossils, you find broken glass, you find all kinds of stuff. But today I found this glass Clorox bottle bottom. I just did a quick Google search, and these were made between 1929 and 1960. So at a minimum, this glass has probably been floating around, tumbling around in that creek for what, 60 something years. So it's just cool. It's not that old, but it's just cool to see history and see something different. So next time you get a chance, get out there, target fall fish, and you never know what you're gonna catch or what you might find. Hope y'all enjoyed. Y'all take care.